2.
So the record then is safely with Leeds United. It's going to take an awful lot of beating. I should say here that it was Brian Clough's turn to be with us today, but alas, he's got a touch of flu, so I'm delighted to welcome Big Mal back to the studio again. Television commentators, journalists, fans indeed, have been raving about Leeds since yesterday afternoon. What is it when a pro looks at Leeds United what is it that impresses him most?
Well, I think that the ability of their forwards to recognise how to defend and do really defensive things in defensive situations, and the ability of their defenders that when attacking, they attack and think like forwards. Also, their tremendous composure and their ability to create space and you know, there's all these terms that talked about football, but this team, you know, they really create things and they really create tons of space and plenty of time to play, you know, by their accuracy and by their simplicity of their play.
They use the whole width of the pitch as well.
Yeah, they use the width, you know, they can play in tight situations and they draw players into tight situations, then they play out of them, and there's plenty of places to play. You know, they get them in there, and they get 3 or 4 of them in there, they play it back there and play it across the other side of the park. And they use the width of the pitch wonderfully. I mean, you'll see Cherry coming on this side, and you'll see Rini coming on this side, when they've got time. And there's always 2 alternatives. They can always play inside or out.
You mentioned their composure, and their composure in defence yesterday was quite magnificent. And we've got an excellent illustration of this.
Yeah, you'll see, in this clip of film here, you'll see Garland play a ball through. It's a Chelsea attack, but the composure with which Madeley comes around, takes the ball out, and they play this ball out of defence with so much composure. Nice little chip there into Bremner. Bremner's got his back to the game, so he brings the ball back, and you'll see Madeley again showing himself, you know, wanting to take this ball off Bremner. He takes it off Bremner again, plays it inside. There's 3 players there. There's Hunter, plays another little ball to him, and Madeley brings it back again, and you see 2 players pointing. You see Hunter and Cherry telling him where to play, and he plays a little ball into Yorath, and now you've got four Chelsea players in that corner of the park. Now that creates a tremendous amount of space on the other side of the park, and this is where Cherry will go there, and if they want to play to Cherry, he's got 30, 40 yards to play in. And so this is the great thing about their play, their ability to play it tight, nice control, nice neat little passes, and all of a sudden change the play, and the Chelsea players, you know, 4 or 5 of them out of the game.
Let's pick up Leeds United now when they go onto the attack, because they're equally impressive as their record shows.
This is a situation, Bremner taking the throw in, and Cherry picks the ball up, and he play a long ball into Jordan. Now Jordan will control this ball here, and he'll just knock it into Yorath. Now, 9 out of 10 players would have played this ball forward, but he checks it, and he plays it deep onto the halfway line. Now, there's space there for this player to play. There's Rini, and there's Lorimer, and there's Madeley again, you know, making himself available. But the time and space is tremendous. And this is where Chelsea don't really close up quite enough. Now, they knock the ball out again, and here's Lorimer again. And he picks his spot, and there's Jordan getting up very, very well, and knocking an excellent ball down for Jones, and Jones volleys a tremendous goal. But the time, you know, and their availability, the players' availability is tremendous there.
Why is it they've been able to achieve it and other clubs with good resources also have not been able to achieve it?
I think that Leeds have probably played more continental sides than any other team in a long period of time, in 10 years. And I think they've copied some of their possession ideas. And also they're so accurate and they're so simple and they're so professional. They're great professionals like Bremner and Hunter. I mean, they're really great professionals. And they get onto each other. You know, there's more or less 11 coaches out there getting onto each other, saying, you do this, you do that.
Yeah. Marvellous. Well, it was also, quite apart from being an exercise. How would you rate Leeds United, Malcolm? Are they the greatest club side, you think, of all time in Britain, as I've seen quoted?
I would think so, yes. I think that they play the best football I've seen from any English side ever. And probably comparable to some of the great teams that I've seen in, you know, like Hungary.
Better, say, than Spurs of the 1960s?
Yeah, I think they're a better side, yeah, much more capable side.
Yeah.